So the functional medicine doctor, and this particular doctor is a medical doctor. So he has medical, he's, MD behind his name, medical training. But he deals first with the natural. So how can we tackle this naturally? And it's more of an integrative medicine where the natural and the conventional meet up. So his oncologist does more conventional types, the chemo, the radiation, and the surgery. And he takes care of supporting that. So when we went to the doctor the last time, well, before I even go to the last time, the functional medicine doctor does tests that most conventional doctors won't do. Okay, so we're talking like your nutrient levels to see what nutrients you are deficient in. That's very important. And that's important because if you are deficient in, say, vitamin D, which is a hormone, then your other hormones may be off. If you're deficient in vitamin C, then chances are your immune system is going to be suppressed. So these are all things that he did, but he also did genetic testing. So he looked for genetic mutations. He looked for chromosome deficiencies, things that conventional doctors don't do. So the functional medicine doctor is more along the preventative instead of the reactive.
Right.
There you go.
Okay. And she explained it perfectly.
Mm-hmm. But what was really good about this doctor?
So there was actually several things that were really good about this doctor. One, he's prior military officer who was a medical doctor as well. And he had some health challenges toward the end of his career that kind of opened his eyes to the medical system and what deficiencies we had. But it helped him relate to me. But what also helped him relate to me is his spirituality. He's definitely a God-fearing man. And, he didn't believe in pushing a lot of things down my throat that, I wasn't comfortable with. So we had a lot in common.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think what blessed me was the last visit that we had with him when he was talking with you about your devotion.
Yes.
Or your Bible study.
Yeah. So at my church, I'm doing a men's study where we're talking about the book of Titus and what it means, what it looks like to do good, what it means to do good as a Christian, why it's important to do good. And it was beautiful to just go in and start our conversation with the book of Titus. He was able to see something that I had that let him know I was reading Titus. But it was just smooth how he just started the whole session off with that. And we talked about Titus for a few minutes first. And he did what a lot of doctors, in my experience, really don't do. And that's just get to know the patient and talk to the patient about what's going on in their life as opposed to, so how are you doing today? Mm-hmm. He found something to latch on to, and we had a real meaningful conversation that led into our session.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. He's just awesome. And it's a husband and wife team.
Yes.
They are awesome, but the whole office is awesome. And I'm definitely going to give a huge shout out to the office manager, Deb. She is just amazing. I mean, generally the office manager or, the secretary, that's the first person that you see or that welcomes you into the office. And when we got there, she's shorter than me, y'all. She's so cute. Little itty bitty comes and gives you this great big bear hug. I'm so glad that y'all are here. And it's not like we're the only people in the office. There are a boatload of other people here too. But yeah, she did.
She was like, and I'll never forget when we made the appointment to go see her, she said, but when we were getting off the phone, she said, I cannot wait to meet you all. And, that was warm in itself. Mm-hmm. But when we got to the office, she really came around the corner like, oh, you're here. I'm so excited you guys are here. I have been waiting to meet you. I can't wait to sit down and talk with you. And this is the office manager.
What doctor's office does that?
And she really talked with us. I mean, she spent time getting to know us even further, know what we're into as far as, things outside of this cancer thing. Mm-hmm. And she just latched onto it. I mean, and they're very genuinely, they have genuine concern for their patients, because as I see other people come in and out and I watch them interact with them, they're very in tune with their patients.
Yeah, so that was definitely a blessing. And honestly, with this cancer journey, I have shared about functional medicine even before we started this journey. But if I didn't believe in that process before, I definitely believe in it now, because I see what it does. A lot of times we're an either or society. Either we have to be all natural or we have to be all conventional. And sometimes, people have asked, well, I thought you were so natural. Why in the world are you doing chemo? And I had to explain that he was at a point where he was, the cancer had infiltrated his bones so much that it infiltrated his marrow and he was no longer producing cells. Okay? Right. Or let me rephrase that. The cells that he was producing, they were so immature that they should never have come out of the bone marrow to begin with. Okay? So his body was just a hot mess. So we unfortunately had to do the chemo because he needed to start making blood cells again. Okay? Yeah. But the chemo was ripping him to shreds. It really was. Like, he had no no energy.
I was about to say, I mean, I was around here walking with the walker with the tennis balls and
no recall. Like, he really didn't recall a lot. In fact, I remember one time when we were just finishing up with chemo, and chemo is an all-day process, y'all. Okay, so we get there at like 8:15 in the morning, and we don't leave till almost 7 o'clock at night. So it's an all-day thing, right? What does it say? We see a mix of doctors too, natural and conventional, and it has been a blessing. Oh, bless it, Nakia, bless it. So we're there all day, and this one particular time, my son was with us, and he got finished with his chemo, and they give him this nausea medicine that wipes him out. Like, he is just knocked out. Yeah. Well, this time it was almost like he was so drunk. Like, you see on Cops, the people are so drunk and they're like all over the place. That's how he was. The only two people that were left in the entire clinic was a nurse and an aide. That's it. So they just released him. Like, just released him. No wheelchair, no nothing. And I'm like, oh, no. He needs a wheelchair. So they give us a wheelchair. Nobody, assists us in going downstairs. I mean, it was unreal. But I'm thankful because with the assistance of the supplements that he's taking through the functional medicine doctor, he, his mind is much better off now. And he has more energy now, where he had to take about 2 to 3 naps a day.
I was about to say, so back in, if we look at December, even going into January, if I got up and walked from my bedroom to the kitchen, maybe back to the bedroom, I would have to lay down. And if I actually went out, and tried to do something like wash dishes or whatever, I had to take a nap. And I see a couple of my coworkers who are on here. What's going on, Lobbit? And they can attest that, when they came over to check on me or help out with things, I mean, I would just disappear because I would have to go lay down and go catch a nap while they were in here doing stuff. I mean, it was that draining, that depleting. And it's no joke.
Yeah. So if I wasn't a fan of functional medicine before, I am definitely a fan of functional medicine now, because it really does make a difference. It does. Now, so I'm going to talk about the good news.
Yeah, the good news.
Okay.
So the good news is, as I said, and this will kind of be my mantra until full healing. But I've come a long way to go, but I've come a long way. And to give you an idea, I went and saw, I had a scan done of my body to determine what the cancer is doing, whether it's getting worse, whether it's getting better. And long story short, the cancer is regressing. still a ways to go, but it is regressing. And I was so happy and elated to hear that, because the last few weeks, as my wife was saying, I felt good. I just didn't know what the cancer was doing, but I knew my energy felt higher. People who were seeing me now said I was looking good, although I didn't necessarily feel like I was looking good.
He gained 8 pounds, y'all. Wait, no. You're not gonna glance over this,
No,
because he likes to glance over.
I'm actually about to talk about
Okay.
that. Because so
I'm gonna make him tell the whole story, y'all.
I lost so much weight. I lost like 50 something pounds, almost 60 pounds. And that was a concern of mine. And it just seems like every time I was going to the doctor, the scale was saying the same thing. So one day I go in there and I jump on the scale, and it said, like, what is it, 175? 180 something.
Oh, the last time?
Yeah.
It was 182 or 184.
And I was like, okay, maybe I'm wearing some heavier clothes or something. And but that was going to the functional doctor. And then the next day when I went to my oncologist and I saw the weight was still there, I was like, oh, let's go. But that I have never been so happy to gain weight in my life. Because I really thought that I was just gonna, waste away to this 150 pound whatever.
And there's no way I'm weighing more than you.
Yeah,
no way.
And it was rough because even in that I was trying to eat more, but it was difficult to eat more, just because I just really didn't have the appetite. But slowly but surely it's coming back, and yeah, that 8 pounds was a big bonus for us. But as I said, the cancer, it has, according to the scans, the cancer has regressed some. And so we still need to continue doing the things and getting the supplements in me.
Because you still get tired.
Oh yeah, I still get tired. Like earlier today, I took a nap. 4 days removed from chemo. So basically, whenever I take chemo, there's going to be a period where I might not have as much energy as I had leading up to chemo. And thank you, Solange, that you're happy. But
you don't even know who Solange is.
But I can read the name.
Okay, well that's Jackie's friend.
Yes.
Okay, that's her mom.
Oh, okay. Hi. But yeah, so made me lose my train of thought. Now, what was I saying?
Baby, I'm sorry.
We were talking about the chemo, the
Tired.
weight thing. Oh yeah. So with that, I get tired after chemo because it still drains you. But I'm able to bounce back quicker now with the supplementation, with the nutrition. I'm not where I need to be with my nutrition, but I'm getting there. Because, she's not going to let me get away with anything. But, yes, so the good news is that the cancer has regressed, y'all. And we are just continuing to push forward with it, continuing to believe in God and what He's doing. And I'm thankful because God is placing, as I said before, He's placed each of you in our lives, and all of you have contributed to this healing in some way, whether it be through prayers, and actually coming over and moving furniture, whatever. Anything that has been positive, we receive. But, we had to let it be known that we were not really entertaining any negative talk, anything that was not going to be about building up this whole process. And hence some of them doctors had to go. Bye-bye. Yeah, they had to go. But thank you. That's the best. I thank you. So, hi, Stacy Cup.
You know who Stacy Cup is?
I sure do.
Okay.
Tell Barry I said what's up.
So, with all of that, I'm excited for you, dude.
I'm truly excited. Don't get me wrong. People see me smiling and everything, and there's constant I would call them attacks, where, you know, things creep in and people try to steal your joy, or different things try to steal your joy. But my belief is in God and what He's going to do. So that's where we remain.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think too, people are under the notion that when they see you smiling all the time on Facebook, that, oh, they don't have any problems.
Yeah.
You know, the cancer is good. Oh, they're going to be fine. You know, yes, we believe in the Lord. The Lord said that He is going to be able to give His testimony in the land of the living, and we are firm believers in the promises of the Lord. I will say this, that there are days when I got to kind of pull him up, and days when he has to kind of pull me up.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not all roses.
No, it's definitely not.
It's not, but we know we can't stay down, because when you are down and you stay down, then everything else starts going downhill too. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Mm-hmm. And that's why it's so important. The people that you have around you, oh my goodness, they need to be some positive people. If they're not positive, then they have to go. You know, your primary relationships, this is the main primary relationship right here, the relationship that you have with yourself. So if people around you are not speaking life into you, then that means that they are speaking death. It's either life or death. There's no really in between.
None.
So if they're not speaking life to you, then they got to go. They need to be on the periphery. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Okay, I agree with that too.
Medical personnel included. I mean, I don't get if
Family included.
family, medical personnel, if they're not, you know, you don't want them lying to you, but if they're just bringing nonsense, replace them.
That's
especially
right.
medical personnel.
That's
Trust
right.
me, there are plenty of great medical people out there who can be an asset to your life. There are plenty of family members who can be an asset. So just be wise and put in work yourself to understand what you're going through. Like I said, I mean, I joke and laugh all the time about I'm not a medical person, but I have learned so much about myself medically that I had no clue about prior to all of this going on.
Like, I bet you he could tell you what the norm is for a platelet count, red blood cell count, and a white blood cell count.
Didn't even know I had platelets. When they said platelets, I was like, what are you talking about, plates? So, yes. But yeah.
Wow, that's serious.
So, but yes, again, I just want to say thank you and ask for continued prayer, because I tell everyone that that's probably the most important thing, is good prayer over us, good prayer for us,
And our children too.
Definitely our children, from the oldest to the youngest.
Hey, Sarah! Oh my goodness. Okay, so Sarah is on.
Oh, Sarah, what's going on?
Sarah has been a blessing to us. Okay, she was one of the first people to find out about my husband's diagnosis. And mind you, we've never met Sarah in person. Sarah, I'm still holding you to that, okay? So we've never met Sarah in person, but she has been a powerhouse of prayer for us. She's been just a wealth of knowledge, and we met her through another powerhouse, Allison. Allison Ifa, if you watch this, even on the replay, girl, God bless you, because we are so thankful.
Dog is doing something.
Oh, I'm sorry, the dog is down here. Yeah, so Allison Ifa, she's just been amazing. I actually did an interview with Allison because she was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. And if you have not seen that interview, I'll try to resurface it again. I think it's on my website, cleangoodeats.com. If you haven't seen that interview, you really need to watch that interview, because she is a wealth of knowledge on the natural side of it. She did conventional, she did natural work for her. She is still in remission. You need to see.
Yes. Hi, Deneen.
Hi, Deneen.
Also, and just talking about Sarah and how we haven't met her, that's also been another blessing. We have had the opportunity to interact and quote unquote meet so many different people on this journey that, you know, we've never met face to face, but just you all coming alongside us and then just being able to
She says, Allison is amazing. She is.
and just being able to bless us and being able to, like Sakinah says, speak life into us, encourage us. I get text messages, I get Facebook messages, and although I may not jump on and say thank you, I thank you all because I read them all. It's just, trying to get back to everybody. I'd just be sitting there all day. So this is really just kind of just showing me another side of humanity, because I know in our country and in our society we like to focus on the negative. This is definitely all positive. It would look like a negative thing starting out. We have all made it a positive thing, positive thing. I mean, I misspoke. Positive thing, and I love it. I love you all. I love my family, and I just thank you. I can't say thank you enough.
We love you too.
Oh Lord.
So, some questions that we've had that I probably didn't tell you about.
Okay.
Some questions. People were asking, so what's going on with the cooking classes?
Oh.
So the cooking classes, they're kind of slow because we got to take it day by day with him, and we have certain classes that we do that we got to save his energy up for. Okay, so the cooking class that we tend to do, Intimacy Begins in the Kitchen, for Valentine's Day, that one is still on, and people have been asking, how do you get tickets? I'm sorry, it's sold out. Amen, though, right? Amen. It's sold out. And we do have a waiting list, so if people don't come for whatever reason, we'll contact you to let you know about that. And then in April, so April, we have a retreat. It is a couples retreat, and we are studying for this retreat now. And I'm just going to say this book that we're using, whoa! Okay, so we wrote a book, right? And the book is good. Y'all need to go get it. Wife to Be.
Yes.
What's the rest of the title? Wife to Be.
Wife to Be.
No, it's Wife to Be something else.
For the newlywed, not so newlywed.
There you go. Okay, so it's a really good book. And yes, we're going to be using that too. But this book, it digs deep into the weeds of relationships. Now, we've been together for 25 years, right? And it's funny because when people are around us, they're like, you finish each other's sentences, you know what each other is thinking. Yeah, because you've been together for 25 years, you kind of do that. But we've discovered that we've had some weeds in our relationship that we needed to kind of uproot, right? So we're talking like communication. What else?
There's communication. There's
brokenness,
wounds.
Brokenness.
Bringing wounds into a relationship.
Yeah. Because two broken people come together and they think they're going to make it all nice and whole. And no, you don't do that when you're still broken. You got to fix yourself first before you can, be whole with somebody else.
Absolutely.
But that, and then silence. How silence wreaks havoc on your marriage.
And men, we like to be silent. But she's being silent right now.
I'm not being silent. I'm being respectful.
Okay. But no, seriously.
Hey, Antonio. Hey, Philip.
What's up, Antonio? I hope the knee is doing much better, brother.
Yeah.
Pastor Phil.
That's not. Oh, that is Pastor Phil.
That is Pastor Phil.
I'm sorry. That's not Pastor Phil. I got you.
Down in Georgia.
Okay, Murfreesboro.
Well, he's in Georgia.
I know, but Murfreesboro is where you're from.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, we just really wanted to come on and talk to you about the update and the amazing things that God is doing in our family, in Omar's life, just in general.
Yes.
In general, because I don't think I could have written this script any better.
Come a long way, y'all. Come a long way.
We didn't want this.
No.
I'm just saying.
I didn't want it this way. I didn't want to lose this weight this way. But
speaking of that,
I knew she was about to bring this up.
Your words are so powerful. Okay?
Can I talk about this one?
You can talk about this one. Go ahead.
All right. So, for those who know me, know that I love to work out. And, I was always in the gym, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever. trying to work out, trying to achieve this look, this certain weight level, so on and so forth. But I could never just quite get it right. And at my heaviest prior to being diagnosed with cancer, I was 231 pounds. And, I was so overly concerned about that. And I kept saying, man, I just want to be 200 pounds. I just want to be 200 pounds. If I could be 200 pounds, I'll be sexy, I'll be lean, I'll be mean. 200 pounds. And that was my
you
focus.
Already sexy.
But I want to be sexier. But disregard all that. The bottom line was my focus was I wanted to be 200 pounds. And I'm around here, eating, doing, smoothies and all this other stuff. Lo and behold, when I went and talked to my functional medicine doctor, one of the tests that he did was a muscle mass test to see how much
muscle you still have.
How much muscle mass I still had because I had lost so much weight. And he looked me dead in the face and he was like, I know you've been concerned about your weight, but he said, be thankful that you were at 230 pounds when this started out. He said, because if you were at that 200 pounds that you wanted to be when you first got diagnosed, you might not have survived. He said you would not have survived this. And I was just like, whoa. Again, power of words. Yes, I said I wanted to be a certain weight. God was like, okay, you're going to be that weight. I'm going to get you down. I'm going to actually take you below that. But just learn to be content with who you are how you are. And
not to say you can't do
right.
better.
Yeah, you can't
improve. But be content.
Yeah. And I was just really at a place where I was not content. And, now looking back, I'm content. Trust me, I'm content. With that 8-pound gain, I'm content.
Bubba wanted to get in. I love Bubba. Bubba says hi.
I wish I had that sign up that said the remarks or whatever views expressed by the other parties in this do not necessarily represent mine, but...
I love Bubba. Bubba's 20 years old, y'all. They look good. 20 years old. All right.
I can't. Hey, y'all, we're only supposed to be on here for a few minutes. Hey, Shirley Fox, how you doing? What's up, Ira? Love you, Shirley Fox.
Hey, Devon.
Devon Bunch, my nephew, big nephew. What's up? We just having fun now.
We are.
Hey, but no, seriously, thank you all. Again, we love you.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah, shameless plug. This Friday, I actually have a webinar that's coming up. It's free. We all love free, right? But it's talking about the foods that you really need to have in your eating style and 3 sets of foods that you should never, ever eat. It's coming up this Friday. I think it's at 7. It's going to be on Facebook. I'll let y'all know when it's getting closer.
Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
All right. So, Happy New Year, everybody. I know we didn't start off by saying Happy New Year, but definitely Happy New Year. And it's truly a Happy New Year because I'm so glad that I'm still here with you all.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Victoria. Hey, Naeem. They were there.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
All right, y'all. We love y'all. We thank y'all for taking a few minutes out of your time to just spend with us and watch us goof off, but also provide an update and leave Bubba out of this. And just nothing but prayers and blessings for you all. Thank you. We love y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.